We're back here once again with another episode of the Iron Man podcast, episode 582. It's going to be another rendition of Monday Mayhem. You know, hopefully everyone had a great weekend and you aren't a straight up piece of shit like this one girl we're going to talk about in just a moment. But hypothetically, hopefully you guys all had a really, really good weekend. And you know what? Strider piqued my interest in abortion stats. So I sought someone's thread out on Twitter for abortion stats to look them up. But it's even better for his argument, actually, because I come to find out this was a study done back in like 1987 through 2004. The whole incest thing is accounted for less than 0.5%. And the rape one is like 4%. So what people have been, so the narrative that the media has been trying to push on young people and just in general throughout their young adolescence, oh, do this and abort babies and all that stuff. It's not true. It's literally the appeal of the most emotional argument you can give because it deflects to only that rather than actually talking about the actual problem that exists. You know, it's the same thing with, oh God, like why can't like white people talk about certain black issues? Because then it just defaults to only them being quote unquote a racist rather than actually talking about the problem itself, you know? So yeah, you know, you got to talk about life and find all the answers actually. And we're not late. I did not oversleep on my nap. Actually, you know, I'm not an old man. I'm a young man actually, you know, I went back to the gym, I think last Thursday, but like I told people before, I'm start putting out consistent content again. I'm gonna start consistently going back to the gym. A lady told me I look kind of scrawny, and I was like, "Lady, I'm like probably 170 pounds, probably." You guys have seen me in real life. I'm not like I'm not right? No, Strider's seen me in real life. I'm not like I'm not a small person by any sort of imagination. You know, I was
so. I remember last time I saw you was like string bean. What are you talking about?
Like Drunken saw me too. He was like, I was a buff, rich, handsome guy at the bar. I was getting all the ladies. They were all like flinging themselves at me.
I was expecting.
I'm 6'3". You're probably like 5'10".
I was 5'9". Yeah,
I mean, but to be fair, 170 for you and 170 for me at 5'6" looks totally different.
That's true. Yeah,
170 for me would be target weight.
I always thought you were using. I thought you were always using some kind of camera screen or lens. I was expecting a white guy, but no.
Oh my goodness! Holy shit! You know, on Earth 2, since DC loves the number 52, I probably am napping on that Earth, actually. You know, it's just, they have this weird obsession with stuff like the number 52, and just like their new thing is like all in absolute power. And it's like, who designed the name Absolute Power? Who's running DC comics right now?
I think of Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, and Green Lantern. I think, yeah, absolute power. Sure, a villain line, but I mean,
it's not new though. This isn't new. If you look at all their like, they're like label wide, like brightest day, darkest night. They always go like extreme.
Fear State,
but that makes sense though from a character perspective. Like New 52 is like all the New 52 books that they didn't actually release all the New 52.
I don't know. Their new marketing that they're deciding to go with, I hear for their next run is, we swear to God we're not woke. Please read us, world. I don't think it's gonna fly.
And you know what? Good. Let's show them. Let's show them identity. That'd be nice, but if that's the case, let's show them that identity politics doesn't sell comic books anymore. Maybe EBS will finally shut up.
I will say this: there are some misconceptions I will clear up about that, because I actually still buy new comics. I still actually read the new stuff. The new thing I just read was the Daniel Warren Johnson stuff, actually. And no, what we said was true. We went over this on this show last week. Remember, we went over the comic sales. DC does not have a book in the top 5 anymore. Batman's not in the top 5. The Transformers stuff sells better. The IDW stuff, the TMNT stuff sells better.
Marvel's back in the top.
Marvel stuff. People like to rag on Marvel, but they do have stuff that sells. They release a lot of shit like DC, but some of their stuff does stick and sell still. Sure. Ultimate Spider-Man number 8 is still one of the highest selling books. Like DC is doing, like at one point earlier in the year, before I started doing my own comic channel, DC had 5 Batman books in the top 5 at a single portion of time, rotating in and out. Yeah, now they're not in the top 10. It's really bad. Like at that point, you should be pretty concerned, actually.
And consistently, number 1 was always at number 1. It was always the one in number 1 spot.
Yeah. It was the series called Batman. People think that's Detective Comics. It's the series called Batman. It was their way of basically, separating the two, even though it's the same shit. But they thought it was more marketable if you just call it Batman and Superman. People just buy the stuff. Actually, at a single point, guys, on the list, Gail Simone's new Action comic book was selling more. Like, I don't know what's going on anymore. I can't help them, honestly. Now,
a broken clock can strike twice. Can strike true twice.
What about my dick? Can it strike twice?
Like a snake.
Oh, yeah. Just depends. Well, before we get into more of that stuff, Strider, how you doing, man? You're an Astros fan, so I can't be friends with you. I'm a Dodgers fan, you know.
Go Stros!
Oh, see ya. Yeah, Go Stros. Actually, kind of funny because this week was my buddy's birthday, my best friend's birthday, and the Astros are playing the Orioles again, and they got trounced again. So he was watching it. He wasn't very happy. But he's like, "This is his birthday sucks." So I was kind of like, "Happy birthday, buddy! Fuck you." It's kind of great, but no, it's been doing okay. Spent the day at the beach yesterday, which is really nice. The current was much swifter than I had ever encountered before, so that was kind of scary. But it just means I got to drink on the sand all day, so that was pretty great.
Where at y'all went?
What's up, dude? Hi,
Just
Walter.
Okay.
Yep. You're fine.
That's where I always go.
Yeah,
I bought it actually kind of cool. I bought an awning a while ago that I hadn't been able to use, and then I finally was able to put it up, and it stayed up all day.
Nice.
It's kind of awesome. So it's just like a lean-to. Just have a bunch of stakes you put up, and setting it by myself was kind of tough. But just put up a couple stakes, then you fill up a sandbag, and then fill up some bags at the end with a bunch of sand, and then bury them, and it stays up all day. It's like, this is great.
Those are cool. Yeah, I like
that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be
Darnell. What you got planned going up?
Oh, just I know I said go Stros, but yes, I'm a Padres fan. I'm a Dodgers fan. Baseball is one of those sports that I don't have one team. There's like a group of teams I love, and then there's a group of teams I fucking can't stand, like the Yankees.
Everybody hates the Yankees. It's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been all right, man. I've surprisingly had a decent weekend. I'm in a fantastic mood for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about the show and everything today, actually, and I was like, the shows are doing pretty good. You know, I think I think people have been kind of less understanding of what the rules are for the show. You know, so I try to tell people, hey, just don't ask links in the chat. Don't do that. It's not a call-in show. It's not some radio. It's not the radio you're listening to when you're a kid. Awesome. When the old grandmas would call in and be like, I want to talk about my dad. Like, no, it's not the show to do that. Actually, you know,
it still happens, by the way.
That still happens. It's crazy. It still happens, honestly.
I did.
And then, hey, MSK, long-time listener, first-time caller. I'd like to ask you if when your plans are for hanging that TV.
You know, it just depends on when my wife gets home, because she might actually throw it at me for not hanging it before.
Oh, after she vacuums, right?
After she puts a dildo in my butt.
First time calling. I'd like to say I enjoy the show very much.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
She was like, my granddaughter's name
is Leonard Strike 2.
Get off my phone, you moron.
So cute.
There was a clip on Facebook where it basically encapsulates every retarded person that doesn't know what the hell's going on. It's when Brian was dating that white girl, and she said, hey, Brian, that guy Hitler, he seems like he's dangerous or something. And Stewie's like, is she retarded?
It was a Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, that's literally every average voter. I'll be honest here. Eric, in one of Eric's videos, he recently pointed out, this is very true. Kamala, I'm not saying she will win. I really doubt she will. I think it's going to be the same Hillary Clinton situation from 2016, honestly, all over again. She might win the popular vote because, like, people pretend they even ever cared about that anyway before then. And he'll just win everything else, honestly. The only way he would lose is if, like, they straight up cheated like it did before. Let's be honest. Yeah. There's no way she's going to win.
I agree.
But the only way she could win is if she had the same effect that President Obama had and Hillary Clinton had. The only reason why Hillary Clinton almost won is because she's a woman. People are that dumb.
Yeah.
You would ask people, why are you voting for her? She's actually a terrible person. Like, you know, I kind of want the first woman president. You're like, okay, why? Because she's a woman. You're like, okay, fuck the world, burn it all to the ground.
Oh, dude, hey, at least
all you gotta do is ask them, name one qualification of Kamala that has nothing to do with her identity, nothing to do with her race, nothing to do with her sex. What has she done?
No
nothing.
one can.
Because They
no, that's not actually
shot
not
themselves
true.
in the foot because she had only the past 4 years of her record to fall back on, which has been a fucking disaster. It's like, I'm going to change that. Really, the thing that you invited in, I consciously did. You're going to change it? Fuck you. Nobody buys it.
I actually have something that doesn't have to do with her race or her gender.
We know what it is.
It's historic. The fact that she's the first presidential candidate ever to not actually win a vote or a delegate by herself.
This is true. The party of democracy did not vote in their own fucking candidate.
They installed her.
Yeah,
just like a toilet.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a couple weeks before that Biden's like, "No, I'm staying in the race." Like, "Oh, are you?"
Like 2 days
later. "Oh, are you?" And then it's like, "No, Kamala's our best hope." Nuh-uh. All of you were criticizing her a week ago, and now you're like, she's our only hope. Thank you, Mark fucking Hamill. Yeah, Biden sharp as attack. Yeah, sure. So is your career after Star Wars dries up, which is going to be very, very quick.
I have some tags that are so dull you can't fucking put them in a wall. So, I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, it's true.
But well, this just really shows you too with her price capping and stuff. That's just pure communism. Yeah. Even at least the mainstream media money channels are attacking her policies and calling it communism.
Everybody is.
So I mean, it's good that at least they're calling it out, but the average person doesn't watch them.
Yep, and even those who aren't necessarily there are a lot of them they hate her, which means they're not going to turn out to vote. But it means they also don't hate Trump as much, which means they're not going to turn out to vote against him. So they're losing a lot of. He's gaining so much normal support.
They looked
being a Trump fan is not something you hide anymore. Like it's not. It's become way more mainstream on the internet. Where honestly, I don't know, the internet's not real life, but having a lot of people just say to someone on the side of a street, say, "Hey, you in Atlanta, Georgia, who are you voting for? Trump, Kamala, Trump, Kamala." It goes. I mean, it's the economy, stupid. Once gas goes up, once food goes up, once we have once we have World War III on the horizon, which is closer than it's ever been. I mean, come on. The choice is pretty fucking simple. The people, do you vote in the guy who didn't do that, in fact did the opposite for his 4 years, or do you vote for the guy or the woman who made that happen for the past 4 years and was just promising more of the same? It's very, very clear. I don't know if it's a landslide, but also considering COVID's not a thing anymore, so mail-in ballots aren't a thing anymore. Not to mention they have 2 months. They had an entire election cycle and I'm going to say this because fuck you, Facebook. They had an entire election cycle to generate all those ballots for Biden. And all of a sudden they're given 2 months. 2 months. The election's in November. Y'all, they give 2-3 months to prepare to somehow print a lot of Kamala ballots. Yeah, right.
RFK, and then with RFK dropping out, endorsing Trump. In addition to that, they looked at the voter breakdown of who was supporting him, and it all breaks in favor of Trump.
It does. The only people who are the established shills are the media and Hollywood, who everybody hates now. People did not hate Hollywood in the media near as much as they did in 2016 as they do now. People cannot fucking stand them.
Even 2020, they loved Hollywood.
2020, yep.
And then you got and then you have Tulsi Gabbard, who's now come out and endorsed Trump. Now, you want to talk about a unity party? Right now, Trump is actually coalescing a unity party with disaffected Democrats and Republicans all coming together. So
if you want a perfect example of that, look at the RNC. The RNC was not just made up of a bunch of cowboy hat clad hicks. It's made up of a bunch of different people from all different walks of life. You had a Sikh you had a Sikh lawyer in Harmeet Dillon, who, yes, I know, I hear you, Melanie Mack and Matt Walsh. Fuck off. Yeah, she was offering a Sikh prayer. He's and also what was it, Amber Rose? That was huge. Having people who are not religious, probably not really, are not really Republicans. Harmeet Dillon, she's been a dedicated conservative for a long time, but you have a very diverse group of people in that room.
Yep.
And The fact that only woke white women and crazy black leftists make up the Democrat Party, which everybody hates. Everybody hates the woke white Karen. Everybody hates the thug black activist. Yeah. And the only people that they have on their side are spineless beta males who think that it's women's turn. Like, no, nobody believes you. Nobody thinks that way. Only you idiots with your ESG backing money. That's not the representative of the rest of the country. That is representative of left coast elites, and nobody likes them.
I wanted to bring up even more the reason why women are fucking just like so stupid. But then again, if you could capture it, it would be pretty good. So I was reading in a few places on the internet that what the whole like why younger women are more liberal than young men. So apparently there's this new study that came out where young men are going to be actually more I guess alt-right, anti-right winger, whatever the fuck they even classify in the information. But the only importance of it was the woman part. And the biggest thing women care about apparently is who is going to have the best policy on abortion. They don't care about the border. They don't care about the economy. They don't care about anything else but a person that they'll vote in for who cares about their actual just uterus. That's it. That's the reason why Kamala would even have a chance. But the sheer amount of women that vote for her just care about that alone. I'm not saying she would win, but it'd be very, very close at like the scary territory, you know?
But that's so stupid. That's just the stupidest fucking
thing. I told you guys women are stupid. I didn't say they were smart.
Yes, young women voters are dumb as a box of rocks because they are single issue voters in that sense. Now, nobody, and even Trump was like, I don't want a national abortion ban. That's never what I want. It's never been what he's wanted, and that's never what he should do anyway, because that gives the federal government way too much fucking power. I don't want that. I'm as pro-life as I come. I don't want that.
It wouldn't hold up in court because the Supreme Court flat out said this is not an issue for the federal government. It resides in the purview of the states. Yep. So even if they tried to do a federal ban or even try to codify Roe v. Wade, the Supreme Court can knock it down because it flat out says this is not the purview of the federal government. It belongs to the states.
You know what's interesting? You know who made that argument? Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yep.
Who was like, this never would have happened under RBG. Like, fuck you. She was the one that pioneered it when she was lead counsel for the ACLU, for God's sake. Like, even she's like, I don't like this. Because she was smart enough to see down the line, this will not hold up. This will not hold up over time. Yeah, it may have been a temporary victory, but this will not hold up in court over time. Because she knew the law. She was a leftist nut job, but still she understood the law and understood how the Constitution worked. It's just it's kind of hilarious because Trump has actually done more to secure the rights of to secure the rights to abortion. Just leave it up to the states, because every state that is going to pass these ridiculous abortion protections already have for the past 3 to 4 years, and the people who aren't people who are restricting or limiting or outright banning it, which I don't think any state has outright banned it, then they've done what they've been expected to do. Their constituents have asked them to do. And here's the thing, women, if you live in a state that has some restricted abortions, go to another state. There's nothing preventing you from doing that. You will not be arrested for doing that. That's absurd. Taco. That's funny.
So this was that study that was done for like the whole young men are more leaning into being conservative, because they would kind of classify people that are kind of like in the middle as like this purple. You're basically calling you a fence sitter without calling you a fence sitter, but all right, I guess I'm purple. I like being a fence sitter. And I like falling over fences too. Most important issue for suburban women in swing states. Look at that. Look at the bottom stuff. Anti-right-wing ideology. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Hell.
I don't know what the fuck that was. These are stupid buzz term words. Inflation and economy. Immigration. If you've been literally living under a fucking rock, you would know how important this is right now. But women are so beyond dumb. Oh, my uterus. Oh, I want to vote for the president that allows me to fuck like 50 guys in a week. Oh, women are so dumb. Why are women so stupid?
Well, also look at swing states. Swing states are usually pretty insulated from this because they're usually in the North or in the Midwest that are not as nearly as affected as in illegal immigration as the Southwest and Texas, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma a little less so. But like Arizona, New Mexico, California, all of those border states, they are the ones that are most affected by illegal immigration. Now, of course, when Greg Abbott busts them up to Martha's Vineyard, all of a sudden it's a big problem. But a lot of the swing states, we're talking Michigan, Wisconsin, Wisconsin not so much. Yeah, actually Wisconsin. Sorry, I'm thinking Minnesota, like Michigan. Michigan's it kind of depends. Anyway, but those northern states are the ones that are largely insulated from effective immigration, and they're also suburban. You don't see immigration affecting suburban populations as much as they are like the inner cities, where they get bust into these leftist hellholes because they're the ones that we're a sanctuary city. Oh, but we can't. But no. But Greg Abbott, you can't bust them up here. We're not that kind of sanctuary city. It doesn't go to the suburbs. It also doesn't go to this. It doesn't go to the swing states. So of course it's not.
And it doesn't go where the rich are, because look what happened when they put them all on Nantucket.
Yep. Which is hilarious. They called in the National Guard for 50 people.
And then packed them back on a bus and sent them back out. Nope, not in my neighborhood. Oh, but open borders.
Look at this right here. This is the stuff we talk about the abortion thing, which is that's ridiculous. That's crazy. Democrat, Republicans, young women are much more liberal than young men. To be fair, I could have told you that for free. But then again, it's always nice to have the numbers here. Whatever this is done by this website. And Walter said, yes, depending on who it's funded by, it could be there to skew a narrative, obviously. I want to make sure I put those disclaimers there. So he said married men, married women, unmarried men, unmarried women. 68% of unmarried women would choose to vote Democrat.
Because
unmarried men, 45%.
Because they're really not supporting anyone. They're probably still living off of parents' money. Or something of that sort. So they're not actually having to pay bills. They're not really noticing the inflation aspect because they're not having to pay any of this. So of course that's why economy is so low. That's why inflation is so low for them. I can understand the immigration is very selective in certain areas, but I mean the economy and the inflation being that low, it shows that someone's taking care of them. They're not actually having to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Look at the trash of how, I guess you could say, men have woken up in the last years or so. The downward trajectory of young men actually voting liberal or Democrat or whatever you want to call it, it's just been skyrocketing down. Women just flatlines and just go straight up. You can tell because the reason why they wanted women more than men, I'm saying men aren't emotional either. You always have the one gay guys like, oh, let's go tango, but not those
women are generally more emotional.
Generally more emotional. Yeah. If you can capture easy, manipulatable, emotional people, you'll have the easiest votes ever. That's why black people are the most, coveted by Democrats too. It's easy as votes. Just promise you a bunch of free shit with emotion. But white man, slavery, bad, free shit, government. Oh yeah, free vote. Yeah, it's easy.
Despite the fact that LBJ put us into these horrible situations. Yeah, let's keep voting for the policies that are going to make that worse. But what's so interesting, I've noticed the general trend.
I'm glad you brought that up. Women will vote for a worse candidate, even if they have the absolute worst policies, just so it keeps the abortion thing in check. That's so bad, man.
Which they may or may not even need. That's what's so funny to me, because they're not. Because notice, but the qualifier though, it says unmarried, so they're not. Sure. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not in a relationship. But maybe that could mean maybe unmarried could mean unattached romantically at all, which would be kind of funny because
some states consider that if you are together for so long, it's a legal partnership. And they get that guy on. That's at some states. That's terrible. To imagine not marrying abroad and being held for alimony.
Like Walter said, though, these studies are ridiculously flawed. They position the questions to make it to fit their narrative.
Yep.
And look, and I'm saying that for like left leaning and right leaning study stats can be manipulated to say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
true. Yeah,
which is why the numbers don't necessarily matter as far as I'm concerned. Look at the movement. I think Richard Barris is a really popular pollster that I follow. I now have to follow again. His solution is always like, here are these polls. Some of them may look good, some of them may look bad, but look where they're trending. Look where the numbers are. Look where the data is trending. Because yeah, you may say, oh, 30% of Democrats this, 50% here, 50%, 60% here. Well, the data, you may not be able to doubt them. You may not be able to rely on the numbers completely on each individual poll, but look where they're going. Look at the direction they're going. Same thing. Yeah, oh, Trump maybe not polling well for this state or for that issue, but you see support for him rising steadily. And also just a feel in the culture. I think there's.
I find political polls are the least reliable because if I'm gonna do a poll, all I gotta do is I gotta go. I know where a bunch of Democrats live. I'm gonna go walk there.
Yeah,
as these 10 Democrats, I'm not gonna ask any Republicans. Oh, look, 100% or for this guy, you know.
Yeah, but you interview 100 Democrats,
we were talking about before the show when you're bringing up let's look at abortion stats. I know they're low for like grapes and incest, but I'm gonna stand by what I said last time. There's a lot of it that goes down that does not get reported, and they refuse to admit that's what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying the number. I'm not saying it's enough to make it like this is the majority, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, and that's the thing is most of the time you talk about this kind of thing, it goes into much more. There's actually a much more bigger conversation with it. People just use that because they don't want to talk about that other thing. So the other thing would be like, well,
why are women?
Yeah, like why are women are just whores then? People should about that. Like, hey, why is your daughter a fucking cum dumpster? People are like, are you shaming her? It's like, oh, that's why people have the conversation. It always leans into it. Always leans into that. You're
a degenerate whore. Then yes, I am shaming you.
I used to love when people when I was back in my old law days when people would say, "Are you trying to shame me?" Well, are you ashamed of what you did?
Oh,
and they would just stare at me. Are you ashamed? No. Then no, I ain't fucking trying to. I'm not trying to shame you. I'm ashamed. Then that's something you need to fix in your head, not me.
Yeah, and the thing is, I just want honesty because MSK was correct. It was 100%. That's an appeal to emotion because all of a sudden you don't want to be the person that makes a rape that makes a can you say that? I don't know, that makes a rapist or a victim of incest suffer. Do you shut up?
Yeah.
Not the point. That's not what we're talking about. But everybody, people, and for years, Republicans especially have fallen for that bullshit. It's dishonest. So no, don't. And I think people are kind of waking up. They're like, okay, because the safe, legal, and rare thing I think is finally coming back into vogue, because the realities of it are being fully presented, and it's pretty disturbing. Exactly how it's done, why it's done. Just look at it. Just look at the results of it. It's pretty horrifying. This is the kind of shit that Cronenberg would be like, okay, this is giving me nightmares. And I think, I mean, and I wish I was kidding, but I'm trying to make light of it. But it's you can't look at that and think this is a good thing. You just can't. And the legalities of it. Okay, fine. Again, leave it up to the states. That's what everybody has always wanted. That's what every true conservative has always wanted.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, be honest about what it is. Be honest about what, and that goes for anything. Be honest. Show me the data. Don't try to distract me with the little shiny bell over here when I got a big old cannon over here that's firing, that's going off and firing. It's a little bit bigger of a concern. I hate the lies and the misrepresentation, because the minute someone tries to lie to you to misdirect your attention, the minute you need to hone in on what they're trying to distract you from. This is like every time we talk about these idiots in Comicsgate, every single time they mention 3D assets, they're forgetting that whenever they go into ad hoc, they go into ad hoc assaults on Air July, they're always like, okay, so you're not actually. Like the dipshit I was talking to today. Every post was a misdirection, moving the goalposts. Like, no, that's not what you said. This is what you said. And every time, the thing is, every time you hold them to it, they back away because they back themselves into a corner because they're not thinking, because they're not being honest. They're not dealing with honest facts. They're not dealing with truth anymore. So it's kind of, we live in a better world whenever everybody is allowed to be honest.
Yeah, but the walls are closing in. That's why he had to do a $5 sale to liquidate. The walls are closing in.
Sure, ISOM 3 is about. ISOM 3 is going to go gangbusters because everyone's like, I got to know how this ends.
I love how they talked about the $5 sale. I shit you not. When I was talking to Jared at Phoenix Press on Thursday, it was at $49K Friday when people got paid, that shit hit 60K. Mm-hmm. That means he made like what, $10,000 in less than 24 hours. Imagine that, making $10,000 in less than 24 hours. That's ridiculous. Because
on discounted books, by the way. On books that are like a third of the quarter of the price that they usually are.
What an eighth of the price.
Yeah, $5.
Like, let's say that's true, and he did a clearance sale. Ross does clearance sales. Macy's does clearance. Every place that's a big business does it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, J.C. Penney's did it, and look what happened to that business.
That's why GameStop.
Oh God, man.
Yeah, everybody has a sale, and like seeing them, it's bad business. Like, shut up.
Look at what
So Steam has had Steam sales every season, every third weekend of the month. Is Steam going out of business? Is Amazon going out of business? Amazon has Prime Day, Black Friday, Labor Day, Memorial Day, President's Day. Are they going out of business? No. Having a sale does not mean it does not mean you have one foot in the grave. It's kind of hilarious. It's just endless cope, but we all know it is. They're just lies.
Yeah, it's just, I don't even understand why people have the need to spurg out and straight up foam at the mouth. That Democrat guy that was talking to Vivek Ramaswamy at last week's Democrat thing, when he was foaming at the mouth, having an aneurysm talking to him, just yelling at him. That's what all these guys are. That's what these CG people are. They just foam at the mouth, rage out, have an aneurysm for no reason. I don't understand. It's like, because it's a much more multi-layered argument than just a $5 sale. It's like, dude, do you know how collectors work? Do you really know how that works? Or like I was in the Yu-Gi-Oh market for a very long time. Walter know this. Like, it's mostly just based on speculation. So let's say you buy a Yu-Gi-Oh card because you think it's going to go up in value within about 2 months. Let's say you buy 200. Let's say you buy 20 copies of them. Yeah, you might actually not make money off buying 20 copies of them. Just because you spend money like that doesn't mean you're going to make money back. There's no rule for that. People say, well, I bought these books to go up in value. There's no rule saying there's no way to prove that they were going to go up in value.
Like the stock market, you're taking a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, my Beanie Baby collection eventually will return dividend.
See, those of us who grew up in the 90s, we remember these fads. We remember that. Oh, you buy that, you could save up for your kid's college. No, they were worthless within 2 years. They were kind of fun to collect, but no, that was a lie to sell it. Everybody knew it.
I told you guys the night it happened. Wait, Walter, you got paid that night. You son of a bitch. You got paid that night. God,
well, also it's kind of funny. I remember one of the dumbest ones I was looking at was some guy claiming that it was somehow not helping the collector's market. Like, Eric isn't selling. Eric isn't. I don't think. And maybe I didn't look very hard. I did find, because I was looking for some other stuff that I had my eye on, but money was kind of tight, so I didn't pull the trigger. But it also wasn't on sale anyway, so I didn't look too much into the sale because there's nothing. I already have. I have my comics and I'm gonna read them, and I don't really need another cover, unless it was like a foil cover, like the one for Alpha Core that I bought accidentally, or the one for Yaira that I bought at the Riververse meetup. I like the foil covers. It's kind of cool. I'm a child of the 90s. Shut up.
Those are cool.
But
I don't buy them that much.
But they weren't on sale. But I did remember, actually, there were a couple covers of ISOM that I was reminded they existed. I'm like, damn it, I missed it. I like that cover. Like the one with the moon and the skull behind it for ISOM 2. Like, that's fucking cool. But I mean, I still like the one that I got. It's a badass cover. But that one was like, oh, I forgot that existed. Damn it, that would have been nice to have. But I'd still be buying the same book. And so just for me personally as a consumer, I just like, it's okay. I don't really need this. But because I already have a book to read. I already have all my books to read. I'm going to keep reading those books, even the foil covers. It's like, I'm not buying to collect.
Angry Vulcan, you got it just a little bit wrong. You got to remember it's milk toast fence sitter.
Yes.
So this is on topic.
Go ahead.
But like part off topic. We're talking about foil covers. There's one that eluded me. I forget the issue. The one with Wolverine, the one where he fights the Hulk. On the cover, he's got his blades and the reflection of the Hulk's in the blade. Well, I had the foil cover at a comic shop on hold for me. I went to get it. But like, this is how it goes, like off topic. So like I remember that foil cover, adamantium. Oh shit, he lost it in X-Men 97. Fuck, what's gonna happen next? My brain just like goes off the deep end, just like goes down the fucking rabbit hole. While you're talking, I'm listening. Same time, like, oh no shit. I get this like wave of like depression over me, like he's got no more adamantium.
Oh, God, man. No, but I am glad people were able to get the merch when it happened. I remember right when it happened. I was my day off last week. It happened right as it happened. I made sure to get that Rippaverse comic shirt. That's the best one they probably ever did.
The gray one,
Rippaverse comics. Yeah, that's probably the best one they ever did. Or the Catch.
That's the one I have. I have those two. I love those two.
I forgot to get the Catch Street one. I was like,
oh really?
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot to put my car. By the time I wanted to, it was always small and 4XL. I'm like, who's fat enough for a 4XL? There's some fat motherfuckers out there. Oh my God.
It was for me. It was always sold out, and then it came back into stock for a little bit, and I'm like, okay, bye. I was like, I need this. I love it. He's just like Catch Street. It's like picking up his big old section of street and throwing it at somebody and telling them to catch it. It's just so cool.
Walter said, I can't wait to receive my Rippaverse comic so I can be the Riley of the chat and eviscerate everything he does. I haven't even read a Rippaverse comic yet, but I already have my negative feedback set. Oh my God, that's horrible. See, Dick Masterson is quite literally a retard. That I'm calling him a clown every day. Just one clown meme of the black girl putting on the clown makeup, just every day. That's what he gets from me.
And Good Walter Lord. Will have legitimate and accurate criticism.
Yeah, accurate criticism. Oh my God.
I will still never not piss myself laughing whenever Riley was out there asking Alex fucking Stein, hey, what's your favorite part of ISOM 2? I really like the truck that was in there because it reminds me of my truck. And that's the one that they're always saying, it's 3D assets, is the truck. And Alex Stein was saying that was his favorite part. And Riley was forced to give him the comic he had in his hand.
It's so funny. No, the other one before that almost broke my soul. Almost laughed. My lung was hurting. I was like, nope, he's too fat to laugh at. It was the one where he's talking to that big guy where you and Vagabond were at. You were on the side. I think you made it outside smoking. It was the guy. He said, hey, do you favorite part of he was asking about ISOM something I forgot. I was watching it through.
Was that after Riley got arrested or?
It was before. It was a fat guy where he said basically, yeah, I'll just go support the creator because he was doing that whole game with the comics. Like, that imagine that. The person didn't want it from him. They just wanted to go support the creator, but because their narrative was no one supports Eric legitimately. And it's like, oh, you guys are stupid. Like, who? That might have been the biggest L I think I've seen someone do in a long time because it was just a complete meltdown of 2 hours of this fucking dude losing it.
But I love the fact that they said no one supports Eric legitimately. They're literally filming the point of sale system where people are lining up twice around the building to stand in line, buy shit, and get it signed by Eric or the Saskas and just make their way around. They were in line to buy stuff. Because I mean that Dallas fan meetup t-shirt is awesome, and mine shrank in the wash. I've got to get rid of it, so I'll get another one. But
always wash cold.
I did wash cold. I think the person, because my complex, the washers were broken, so I went over to a friend of mine's house, and I think that's when it shrunk. And so I always wash cold for that reason. I always do low. I was dry on low because I don't need to cook my clothes. It's not a microwave, and it's usually low for like 30-45 minutes is perfectly fine. But that one, I think he was having trouble, so I think it cooked it. So there were a couple other shirts that after that load of laundry that I was like, oh man, it shrunk. Damn it. That one I was pretty angry. I was pretty disappointed in, but what was I saying? I had a point to this. I remember.
Angry Vulcan, you're 230, 5'10". I forgot. Michael and Angry Vulcan are both delivery men for the postal service. They literally are just mailmen. People always made fun of mailmen growing up. Like, you don't want to be
mailman. Like, just mailman.
Just
wow.
Yeah. The mailmen quite literally make like $50K a year. They're like get big benefits. What's wrong being a mailman? I was chased by a dog.
Money.
That's almost $14,000 a year more than I made as a freaking cop.
Yeah, cops only make like $40K a year. I was like, wait a minute, what? We had to ask the officers about the police support program. Why do you do this for like $40K? They're basically just like a little bit higher paid teachers, actually. They're like, oh, I just love doing it.
That's teachers get paid more than I did here.
Yeah. Wait, did you guys get overtime? I know teachers don't really get overtime in certain states.
Nope. You
no OT
overtime.
Yeah, because they
might
count overtime.
Unless you're in Dalton County in Chicago, then you're the cop that gets overtime.
Oh no, they send the second you hit overtime, you were sent home.
You're not full time yet? Yeah, that's just so crazy how we have 2 male guys in the chat. Like, that's just the oddest thing. Both they love delivering big packages. I love it.
Hey, look, Vulcan gave me a lot of advice when I had my PlayStation Portal go missing, and some other male advice. He gave me a lot of good advice, man.
Yeah, he likes to be the con of the group because he loves Star Trek. And I always told him, hey, J.J. Abrams is the best Star Trek director of all time.
Go fuck
I
yourself.
didn't even watch that movie. I just love saying that to piss people off.
I'm not even a Star Trek fan. I know that's false.
You pissed me off by saying that.
J.J. Abrams is a great director. He's directed Mission Impossible 3.
Good movie.
That's it. He did do Lost. That's pretty legendary for what it is.
And
then, well, you want to know what he
Alias. Can't forget Alias.
He did Force Awakens.
He did Fringe.
He did do Fringe. Well, I think it was the first film that he wrote and directed regarding Henry, starring Harrison Ford. That was a good movie.
He directed The Rise of Skywalker. Oh, God. He's certainly one of the directors of all time. You know what's crazy about that guy? Warner Brothers gave that guy so much money to produce DC content, and this guy is trying to he wrote another script for basically for a streaming show to sell off to a streaming service. This guy is such a fucking scam artist. He's a piece of shit. Remember that. He was supposed to make DC content. He got paid $200 million to do that. I don't know how much money he actually got paid to the contract, but that was what was reported. $200 million DC content, like Justice League Dark, the mystical elements of the DC universe. Man's out here writing for a TV show that's nothing to do with DC to get it sold to a streaming service. He's what a fucking scam artist that guy is. Terrible fucking guy.
When you fondle Steven Spielberg's balls for as long as he has, and you get benefits for a little bit until
you just get a payday and not have to produce anything like he would, like Warner Brothers.
That's another thing. When you have studios working with investor money and they don't really have to show a return on any of their investments, they can give him however much money he wants. He gets to walk away without creating anything.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, he directed Mission Impossible 3. Man got lucky out his ass and created Lost. And that's the thing though in Hollywood. What I learned is if you just do something like that, you get to the top and you create something that iconic, you're set for life. So people just, he's the guy that created Lost. Oh, he must be a great creative guy. Yeah, I don't know about that.
also don't skimp on Alias. That was a huge. I mean, that was unstoppable back in the day. Alias, everyone's tuned in. Alias was 24 before 24 was a thing.
He gave that guy Star Trek.
Yeah,
back in 2009, he got Star Trek. He got
and turned it into and then tried to turn it into Star Wars and completely destroyed.
And then he got to Star Wars too. Isn't that
I like
crazy?
The first one. Yeah, I like the first one. The second one was garbage, but. Yeah,
I know the first one. I mean, the first one was great when they blew up the Death Star. I mean, the planet killer.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about a New Hope. Honestly, I heard they were just cut and paste movies. Actually, quite literally, A New Hope and Force Awakens are just cut and paste. But Far From Home and Homecoming are also cut and paste too. People watch Far From Home. That's basically cut and paste of Homecoming.
Huh?
Is it not? That's what I always thought.
No.
Damn. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just retarded on some days.
Not really. Oh, wait a minute. Far From Home. I thought you were saying No Way Home.
Oh,
I'm an idiot. I was like, they could not be more different.
Yeah.
I can kind of see that, but
it's basically what Homecoming was doing, except it's just in Europe. My God, Far From Home was it's certainly a movie. I can give it that. I don't know what kind of movie it was trying to be, but it was a movie. Let's just say that.
Jake Gyllenhaal was the best actor in that whole thing.
I did like that special effects scene where he was just tricking him with the illusion. That was really good. But
yeah, that was a cool adaptation of Mysterio's powers. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I thought that was really awesome. Just having it wasn't just because Mysterio is just like it's all magic and gas, but this time it's like no, this this is some special effects stuff. It's believable. That you could only do that now because the average movie going audience has at least a rudimentary understanding of filmmaking and how like CGI and special effects and concussive blasts from drones can kind of do stuff. And yeah, it worked. I thought it was still pretty cool from that perspective.
Did you any of you guys like the movie Armageddon?
I watched it. It was a Bruce Willis, right? Michael Bay.
J.J. Abrams screenplay.
Really?
Yeah.
Suddenly, The Rise of Skywalker makes so much more sense.
Imagine that as a duo for back in the day. Michael Bay directing, J.J. Abrams writing a screenplay. That is just like peak Morbius levels of entertainment right there. That's how you know that shit is going to be great.
People watched it and people loved it. That movie did gangbusters at the box office. It was just big, stupid fun.
It did much better than its clone, Deep Impact.
Deep Impact was a little less stupid, but it was a little bit more intense. I mean, that was a straight up disaster movie. The Armageddon was like sci-fi space fun.
Yeah.
Because Deep Impact is like vegetable soup, whereas Armageddon's French fries. One of them may be better for you, but with the more nutrient, one of them may have a little bit more artistic value to it, but the other one's just better. It just tastes better. It's easier.
Like, I just think, and then this was around the time that Snyder thing was happening. You guys remember like the whole release of Snyder Cut thing? That was so big for a little bit there, at least on Twitter. In real life, no one cared, obviously. They were dealing with Antifa. That was another big problem of itself. But on Twitter, the big thing was release the Snyder Cut. We want to see the director's true vision. And then 4 hours of just that.
I didn't hate it. I liked it better than Whedon's movie.
Yeah, like I watched the first 2 hours of it when it dropped, and then I watched the next 2 hours the next day. I don't know if I could watch that again. That's long. 4 hours superhero movie. Could you really do that in one sitting again? I don't know if I can.
I mean, I watched Fellowship of the Ring and Return of the King for 4 hours with no breaks.
Well, you bring that up, and again, it goes back to Deep Impact because the kid was Elijah Wood in Deep Impact.
Full circle. Speaking
of Lord of the Rings, apparently there was I don't follow Lord of the Rings that much, but I know there was a new Lord of the Rings trailer because they tapped Peter Jackson to direct more movies for it. Because David Zaslav highlighted that Lord of the Rings is one of their most valuable IPs, which is true. So he wanted to make more Harry Potter movies and Lord of the Rings movies. So he's getting a new Harry Potter series. He's going to get a new Lord of the Rings movie. Do you guys like the trailer? I saw like parts of it here and there. It looked, from a cinematography standpoint, it looked okay, but outside of that,
it looked really pretty. The animation looked great, but this is it girl boss movie. I'm not interested in a girl boss movie.
No, Peter Jackson, what are you doing?
Well, Peter Jackson probably was studio. Well, I mean, Peter Jackson was studio notes. We can't really give him too much grief because he inherited the problems of The Hobbit from Guillermo del Toro. Fuck that guy. I hate that man. But we would have gotten a much better Hobbit film had PJ been behind it the entire time. They put him behind it, and the marketing was all.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, all the marketing is like, hey, remember Lord of the Rings? You like that, right? That's all.
Like, you know, it's crazy how people say now that there's too many reboots and remakes. Like, this is how you know you're talking to some newbies when it comes to movies. Like, guys, they were making a lot of reboots and remakes back then in the 2000s and the early 2010s.
Oh shit, they were all originals. I don't know what you're talking about.
Remember that Fright Night remake we had? Yeah, so original. Oh yeah, I just said remake. You know,
Lord of the Rings is a remake. How many times has Lord of the Rings been on the screen? Multiple times.
Twice for his TV movies.
So but it has been on screen. But it has
not on the big screen. It wasn't proper. And neither one of them were complete because really both all animated versions make up a complete Lord of the Rings film because you had the Rankin and Bass The Hobbit film, and then you had Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings, which was the Fellowship of Two Towers, and you also had Rankin and Bass do Return of the King. They marketed it as a sequel to The Hobbit, but because Ralph Bakshi had already made his Lord of the Rings film, they're all packaged together for distribution purposes, which I mean they're not terrible. But that's really the only time the Lord of the Rings has been featured completely in animated form on TV.
Wasn't Brokeback Mountain a Hobbit story? the love between Frodo and never mind. Joke died.
See, it's unfathomable to me because Frodo and Sam were not gay, and anyone in which there's seriously people have been trying to make that case since the early 2000s. I want to strangle them every time they fucking do.
I'm just gonna refer to Randall's rant in Clerks 2. That's all I'm gonna say.
3 movies of walking.
No, not that part.
Oh yeah, the other
look
one.
he gives him when Frodo wakes up. That part.
It didn't help.
They are doing a last Ronin movie. But the one
Oh,
thing that
I'm not excited for this.
who's the producer?
I don't know the producer.
I'm
I remember
concerned.
when it got announced earlier last year. Actually,
Really? How would I miss that? I love that book. I hate the ending, but I love that book. It better be animated. Live action? No, thank you. It's kind of crazy. 10 years ago, I'd have been like, I would have loved to see a TMNT film with like modern day graphics, but then we got it from Michael Bay. I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want that. It needs to be animated.
A former Warner Brothers movie president, Walter Amada, is producing it.
Oh no.
Because he moved to Paramount to do more horror stuff. I hope it's going to be animated. It better not be live action.
Do more horrors?
Do more
What the Paramount's giving me better.
Oh, Lionsgate is doing a Naruto live action movie, people. I swear, if you guys loved my Borderlands videos, when that Naruto movie comes out and that movie bombs like hell, I'm about to be nerdrotic on Naruto. I love Naruto. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. I know a lot about it. I have the manga. I have so much stuff for Naruto. Woo! If they make Sakura a Bosco character, before I even do the video, I'm throwing my computer out the window. Someone is getting hit with this computer.
That's like trying to remake Avatar, and Avatar and One Piece and failing at it. But unfortunately, we've only had one. But of the two, Avatar and One Piece, we've only had one failed adaptation of it. Avatar. Does anybody even remember that? Remember that show that it existed? No. People saw it. They're like, it's good if you're a normie, but if you know the comic, if you know the original animated series at all, you're gonna hate it. And I was right, and they're right.
My Hero Academia live action, that's going to be done by Legendary. They do the Monsterverse movies now. Yeah, those are the two I know that are in production. The Naruto live action movie, the My Hero Academia live action movie, and the last one is not live action, but it's animated. It's just like a Naruto live action movie. What is this obsession? Just make more animated movies. They have that much money. How great the animation is going to look with $200 million for a budget. The animation is going to look crispy, clean. Why? Live action?
Wish.
Oh God,
bruh!
Well, didn't they also do like a Rurouni Kenshin series that tanked? Nobody liked. They've done so many real life anime adaptations, but the only one has actually been anything worth a damn has been One Piece. That's it. Right.
The One Piece live action, it came and went on Netflix though. I know they announced more castings for it on Twitter. Actually, they look pretty good. For the most part, I think it was for. I don't really. I'm glad it came out good for a lot of people that are One Piece fans like myself. But I would just watch the anime. It's a much better product anyway. Why would I watch an inferior product? I could just watch the anime. I'll be honest here.
But I got introduced to the anime from the live action.
That's true, and that's all. And that's all it needs to do. I agree. Yeah.
And because it actually made me appreciate the live action version better because I saw how much was in the anime. Like, oh wow, I didn't really. The story did not suffer from what they cut out, and for good reason. Like, yes, Don Krieg didn't really come into it, which was okay, because they just led right directly to Arlong. It was way more focused, but I still enjoyed watching the anime. Be like, oh. Don Krieg, that's Don Krieg. I recognize him from that little when Mihawk is kicking his ass. I'm seeing all these little references from other storylines, and even like Nami's story in Cocoa Village is pretty awesome. But then the anime just made it so much better. Like I was weeping at the end of the whole arc. They defeat Arlong, and then Nami gets sent out by the ghost of her adopted mother. Like the whole thing was just fantastic. Mm-hmm. It's like it was already a really good scene, and Emily Rudd nailed it in the live action version. But then the anime comes around like, oh, the story is amazing.
No, I saw the live action part where they did the Arlong Park scene where Nami was broken because of what happened with her and Arlong. Because long story short, she had the money, it got stolen, and like the whole Navy thing, and they recreated it pretty good. I was like, that's about as close you can probably get to that. You know,
she was fantastic. She sold that entire sequence so well. Yeah. My God.
Oh man, like that's what I told people. All the live action needs to do is just get newer people invested in One Piece, because after you finish watching the live action, literally you have years worth of content for One Piece. Not just even the series. You have all the movies. You have all the seasons to watch. Go and watch all One Piece then. Yellow Flash did it. Yellow Flash announced he was watching One Piece back in like 2022. It was like a summer period, I think. He's almost done with it. He's almost literally all caught up now. Literally, if you just watch it weekly, just 2 episodes a day, you'll knock it out the park. 3 episodes a day. I mean, it's not like live TV. It's like 20 minutes. It's even less than traditional TV for the most part of anime.
Just you can usually skip. You can usually skip like 2 or 3 minutes at the beginning because it's basically a rehash of the previous episode anyway. Same thing. Like episodes of Bleach are like 50 or really 20 minutes. They may be 20, 25 minutes, but they're really like 20 minutes, if that, 18 minutes.
I promise right now,
it's just a rehash of it.
Whereas with Dragon Ball Z, you can watch a whole arc in one afternoon, and you just gotta skip all the grunting and powering up.
Hey, I love the grunting. I love the powering up. Fuck off. If Sakura is the main character, I promise you, if people call my videos hate videos, I'm calling it right now. I will do them. Those are going to be massive hate videos. Sakura better at no point be the main character. Especially doing the Land of Waves arc for the first time. Oh my God.
Bet it will.
Woo!
Bet you will. Bet you will.
Please no. Rock Lee is going to be a black dude with waves. That'd just be awful. That'd just be bad. Oh, like, yeah,
should be an Asian dude with a Jim Carrey, the Dumb and Dumber haircut.
In other words, an Asian dude.
Yeah.
God.
A bowl cut.
The best part about that haircut, though, it is that bowl cut. He just like cuts his bangs, but also it's really long in the back. It's like, oh, it's that makes it. That makes I can't not look at it.
Ooh, Austria. Another shrimp on the barbie.
On the barbie. Give me the direction of the medical.
So this was something that Atreus was going off. This is how you can tell you're just dealing with a person who's mostly always been into, like, how would I say, movies. They always expose themselves. And you know, he's real ghetto because he uses the word folks. You know, he's real ghetto like that. Fucking black people. Trash. Folks always be doing this. Just because he is more popular doesn't mean he's as popular as Spider-Man or Batman. Or his comic book sales show this. They're already right there. That's disingenuous. Okay, Iron Man. This is for Iron Man. So basically the thread went down to like, so this lady made a post saying that Angela Bassett was paid an X amount of money for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and then it came out that RDJ is making $95 million for him coming back to the MCU. So people started saying, well, is he really worth that much money if she's getting paid this much? And it's like, well, he puts butts in seats. She does not. And first of all, she didn't sell Black Panther. Black Panther sold itself. It's called Black Panther.
She was so vital to the plot they killed her off in her only second movie.
Yeah. And the thing about comic book sales is Iron Man, I would say, he always was if you go back in history, look at the sales, he's a decent selling character, but people gotta stop doing this. Just because something isn't popular to you does not mean other people didn't know of the character's existence. Invincible was actually incredibly popular if you look at comic book sales, but it just got more talked about when it got the animated series attached to it, because that's what Starter said earlier about One Piece, is just that itself is just a gateway to lead more people into it. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's not popular before. There are many really popular book series are out there that we'll never know about until they actually get a movie announced for them. Quite a lot of them, you know? But
just ask Vagabond, just like get Vagabond, be like, hey, recommend me an anime. It's like he's like a content generator. Like recommend me an anime with a cat with disguised as a girl with a stepsister with like a weird stepbro relationship. He'll probably name you 3.
Poor Vagabond is being referred to as a search engine.
Oh my God. Listen, look at this dumb comment right here. He didn't make the MCU. Quite literally, he did.
Yes,
quite
he did.
Literally, that is the what
only
happened.
Reason.
That's how people try to like play revisionist history. Tony Stark, RDJ, John Favreau, Tony Stark, RDJ made the MCU. If without them and Paramount, because Paramount had it before Disney did, before 2013, there is no MCU. Okay, they're like that is just a factually incorrect statement. That is just you used to use your eyes to notice what's going on the screen. But
unless he means like the Thomas Jane Punisher, the Ben Affleck Daredevil, Blade. Unless that's what he's meaning, or the X-Men? But the X-Men isn't really MCU. But is that what he's referring to?
He had one fine film out of 3 solo movies. He didn't make the MCU.
Hey, Iron Man 2 is not. Iron Man 2 is way better than it gets any credit for. Number 3 is still hot garbage, but number 2 is way better.
I've come to like number 2 throughout the years. I understand all the flaws it has. It's just when you come off a good, it's always that second sequel movie-itis. Coming off this first movie is just, it's just not going to be as good.
First movie's perfect, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Like Iron Man, I would say, like I'll do with this. What character do you know got 2 TV series, was a part of two team-up movies? These are all animated, obviously. And Iron Man also was a part of the Spider-Man animated series back in the day too for a little bit there. I'm just pointing out, what underrated character do you know has 2 animated series attached to their name and was a part of 2 movies? I'm just saying, people just didn't care for him, even though he was popular of a certain extent. Would I call it A tier? No. Be like
he was popular outside the comics.
Yeah,
outside the comics, did give him popular with kids.
Yeah, like I would say, Iron
Man. He was also part of the Avengers. He was actually part of the Avengers early on, so I wouldn't necessarily call him a C tier, but he's like.
He's like members, actually crazy.
He's one of the fun, yeah, but he's not. He wasn't as popular as like Hulk, Cap, or Hulk or Cap, or or
even Thor.
Else.
Thor's there too.
Even Thor, yeah. But still, he was not. He was not a C tier hero. I wouldn't say that even in the comics.
Yeah, not even close. Like, what is wrong with people? Like, the reason why Iron Man's comics don't sell as well as Spider-Man or Batman is because they always, first of all, reboot back to number 1. It just happened recently. There was a run for Iron Man, Invincible Iron Man, and it's going to get rebooted back to number 1 later on this year because it didn't sell very well, because that's what Marvel loves doing. So if we're using off those arguments, then I guess. I'm not super familiar with Ultron from the comics, so I'm curious what's all wrong with the depiction and event from Avengers 2. I actually like the character, but I'm admittedly not knowledgeable on him. He
was good in the movie. He was properly depicted.
I agree.
I don't see. The thing is, I haven't really kept up with Ultron as much as I used to before. I used to do a deep dive into the character before the movies came out. Oh, fucking hell! I can't answer this right now until I refresh my memory on it. I don't think I. How would I say it? I didn't like Ultron.
It was way too short. Ultron is the kind of villain that you spread out across multiple films.
I feel like he's
not a one and done. Yeah, it was way too quick. He's not a one and done robot enemy.
Because Hulk,
even though James Spader was amazing, but
even in Age of Ultron, Hulk one-shot him by himself at the end of the movie.
Just one of them, yeah.
Himself. Yeah, it's like the way they treated him was really odd, because if you just do any level of history like I did for his character, he's actually pretty dangerous of a character. I mean, in that What If series, remember how he was so smart? He knew what the Infinity Gems were to take them from people. He just got all powerful himself. That character is not what they really. They could have done him better, for what I'll say. The problem with Age of Ultron is that there's really the problems with the movie itself. Like, Thor is useless. He doesn't really need to be there. The Cap, the Black Widow, Hulk relationship is really weird, honestly.
I didn't hate it. They sold it well.
What else?
They sold it pretty well.
Oh, the Quicksilver death. Quicksilver from Aaron Taylor Johnson. I didn't really care for that all that much. Scarlet Witch was fine. She was fine. It's weird. The complaint in the first Avengers movie was Hawkeye got screwed. He didn't get enough screen time. Avengers 2, here's screen time for him. That's too much. Avengers 3, he's just not there. He just didn't know what to do. They're just like, I don't know what your fans want, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, give me 1 second. Oh,
I think they did Hawkeye wrong, man. He was a good character.
He was a great character, yeah.
The more you look at it, you're like, you know what? Clint was pretty solid. I'll give him that. You know.
Well, they give him a lot. He gets a lot. He's kind of the heart of the whole thing, because they're all superpowered beings who are kind of can't relate to the rest of the world. But Hawkeye, he's the one with the family. He's the one with the wife. He's the one with the kids, and he's the only one that can get through to Wanda. I thought that was really cool. Yeah. That little thing is like we're in a floating city fighting a bunch of robots.
Did you notice?
And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense, and I love that he's the one that gets through to them.
The two weakest Avengers can get through to the 2 strongest.
Yeah,
Wanda and Hawkeye and Black Widow and Hulk.
Yeah, I really did like their relationship, how it was written. It was, I mean, that movie does not get near enough credit for how well it's written. There are so many amazing really character moments. Yeah.
It's just
because Joss Whedon is an amazing writer. He does excellent. He does so well by his characters.
That's the only Avengers movie. It's crazy. That's the only Avengers movie where throughout the entirety of the movie they're working as a team. I was like,
it's true.
For the entire like Endgame, it's kind of that way, but it's not the same. Like it felt like they were actually a family.
They're separated. Yeah.
Ultron. Yeah.
Well, that's what's so cool. They fail. They start out working as a team. They succeed by grabbing Loki's scepter, but then they get their asses kicked by Ultron. The only one who doesn't get their ass kicked by Ultron is Clint fucking Barton, because I love that callback. Like, not into the mind control thing. Whap. But he's the one that gets them back up on their feet. And then they fight and succeed, and they fight and succeed as a team. They're also prepared to die as a team because they're on top of the meteor, thinking we might not make it out of this, but we're gonna try. And I love that. It's so well done. I really like that movie.
Apparently, people love FNT so much at this point now, they'll hate watch it and then post a screenshot, upload it on Twitter to show you their hate watching it, to prove they're watching it. Because, they always say the haters are watching. They here.
They pick
who watches this shit? About 15,000 people do.
A lot of people. 20,000 at one point.
About 15,000 people watch the show. That's crazy. Right, yeah. And then Ethan's like horrendous.
Of course he is. Of fucking course he is. EVS, you wish you could get even a quarter of those viewership numbers, but you can't, because you're a fucking hack who bites at the ankles and the necks of people better than you, who will live longer than you because they're happier and more in shape than you are. I fucking hate this guy. The more
EVS is like horrendous, unlistenable Shrek. 10 people all talking over each other, having the same conversation every day. That's how you know you're not listening. That's not true. Have you listened in?
Just a comment. They're really, really good about not speaking over each other.
The Deadpool Wolverine episode they had played on my autoplay, because I save all the episodes so I can autoplay them, because I can't really catch on Fridays. I'm so busy. But the Deadpool Wolverine one, a lot of them agreed, disagreed, and agreed on certain things. Some just flat out said it wasn't that good. How's that the same conversation? I know people aren't listening. They're projecting a narrative that they think in their head onto other people. That happens with them. If you just listen to one episode, you know that's not true. And also keep in mind, if there are various people there on a panel of very similar mindsets, yeah, people are going to agree with each other. I've never got this. And this happened back in the day, my older Nightwing podcast, where people said they got mad because we all agree with each other. And it's like, I can't control if people agree with what I say, nor vice versa, or we disagree, right? I can't control those things, but what I can control is bringing together a decent conversation, which is what Gary was able to do. What's crazy, I give him more credit, 10 people. I can barely manage all you clout chasing fucks, and it's like 4 of you here, but he can do it with 10 people. That's crazy.
I mean, they don't do it perfectly, but they manage to not really talk over each other.
Yeah.
For as many strong personalities as they have, they all gel pretty well.
Same show, yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of strong personalities there, and Shad can get a little bit overbearing. He annoys me at times. I prefer Az, but at least they still bounce off each other. It's still an entertaining show. But here's Ethan saying there's no discussion or difference of opinion. Motherfucker, you run your own show by yourself, and anybody who says anything contrary to you, you treat as a plague rat. You drive them away as if they're about to infect your entire city. But the problem is it's already infected.
EVS says there's no discussions. There's no discussion, which is already a flat out lie. They're literally talking in a podcast. That's just a flat out lie automatically. Or difference of opinion. That's a lie. That's just a lie. Just watch the Deadpool Wolverine episode and you'll just give me a W. Just watch that one. Just that one. Don't watch anything else. Just watch that one. No arguments. That's automatically a lie. That's already a lie. Like, there was an episode when the Rebel Moon movie came out, part 1. and Jeremy was going back and forth with Gary and Ryan about like Wolverine and Henry Cavill's portrayal of Superman and Wolverine. They were clearly having an argument, but they were doing it in a way where it's just two dudes, it's just guys talking. Just a bunch of ambitious
binge versus weekly model.
Yeah, that was
that
was a month ago.
One,
that was a month ago.
The binge versus that was 2 years ago. The binge versus weekly.
It's
been they brought it back up again because I remember when it happened.
Really?
I was like, they haven't talked about that in a while. Yeah, and they're like, every comment, Gary's just like, binge model doesn't work.
But both of their opinions were very valid. I agree with Gary though. Binge model is not sustainable. However, Jeremy was correct in acknowledging that binge does work in many has worked in many situations. I mean, it's not. They're both kind of Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Just a bunch of ambitious YouTubers. What are you?
So what if they're ambitious? Let them fucking be ambitious.
All of them individually have more subscribers than Evie fucking S.
What's wrong with being ambitious?
Every single one of them have a bigger subscriber count than both of his shows combined.
Just a bunch of ambitious YouTubers trying to follow the current trends to grow their channels. What are you? What the fuck? What are you, bro? This is projection out the ass.
And he chases after Eric July for clout. Like, God.
All low IQ spurging. Shut the fuck up, you old fat fuck.
Finish your book and maybe I'll have something to talk about.
Oh my god.
Oh, Tom Tuttle, of course.
This is the gayest one. This is the gayest criticism ever. Any principles, like you've said many times. Oh my god. Dude. What the fuck?
I think you're roboting a little bit.
Sorry, did I freeze up there?
A little bit, yeah.
I hate black people.
Don't say something stupid.
I love white people.
There you go.
All right, sorry about that. For freaking news thing popped up, but like, what is this gay shit? And none of them has any principles. How do you even know that? People's like, what a bunch of cringe gay shit. People are just fucking gay, dude. Oh my god, man. Why does this news article keep popping up in front of me? It's on my computer. It's on my side. Oh my god. No one else's side but mine. Sorry. This is all me. It's also self-inflicted. Thousands of people, dumb idiot, a hell of a lot more than watch trash drama frog.
Nice.
Around, I would say 2K people coming from a dumbass cat streamer. Oh. God, rage for the woke machine. Consumer cast.
What?
Okay, that's just all right. Okay, I guess. Look at the numbers. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Disney Plus subscribers. That'd be me. Oh my god.
And remind me, why did EVS make an appearance on? Why did if he had such strong opinions about these guys? Why was he on the Friday Night Tights? Was it like twice? I want to say 2 or 3 times. At least once. Why was he on the show then? Why? Weren't you friends with these people at one point?
Even after he called them zeros after the Zack Snyder situation, one time he was streaming with Eric, and there was a super chat that came in and asked EVS if he would ever be on FNT again. And he said yes. You remember that? The stream's still up. You can go watch. Oh, that was on that for members only. So you'd only you'd have to go be an Eric's member to watch it, but it's still there. If you're a member of Eric's channel, you can go watch it. It's there. I remember the super chat came in and he said the chatter asked if he would be a part of FNT again, just as a guest. He said, yeah. I remember those things. Like, I hate people just say stuff like that. It's just so stupid. Like, I mean,
highlight Walter's comment for a second.
Yeah.
Ambitious as a way to belittle them. That is EVS to a T, because nobody can see. Because look at the way that he describes success in comic books. He describes it as if you have to kiss the ring of those who come before you in order for you to achieve any kind of success. That's why he hates Eric July so much. And not to keep harping on Eric July, but that's why he hates Eric July so much, because Eric July did not come crawling on his hands and knees to suck him off.
That's what EVS expects. That's how us Gen Xers were when we were fucking kids, you know.
Yeah.
You have to earn it. Now we're like, we grew up, we're like, yeah, it's fucking stupid to be that way.
But there's one thing, but here's the thing. Eric July did earn it. He said, here's my book, buy it if you want. Made like what, $5 million, almost $6 million on the first issue. And he keeps making a shit ton of money every time he releases a book. That is earning it, building something from the ground up. But what EVS is mad at, that he can't gatekeep these people anymore. He can't gatekeep the creators because everybody is now realizing, oh, I don't need Comicsgate to sell my shit anymore, like Matt Barr or Yellow Flash. There's a reason that Yellow Flash went Ripasend and not through Comicsgate. Because Comicsgate is not about comics anymore. It's all about drama farming bullshit from the Dick Masterson crowd. It hasn't been about comics for years.
If he was positive and was like, man, Eric, awesome shit, and like was supportive, can you imagine the level both Comicsgate and the Rippaverse would be, man?
It's right there. Yes.
The whole Ripasend thing, I'm able to understand. Okay, so I've talked to many indie creators. Most of those episodes are on Rumble before the show came here. But just a quick point out for anyone that's watched those episodes, fulfillment is very hard, okay? Rini draws the people that like, she does Fiendish. She doesn't even fulfill her own books. She has Critical Blast do it. Fulfillment is a very, very big thing where we're getting everything packaged and all the shipping labels and all that stuff. I would understand why Yellow Flash doesn't want to do that himself. Like, there's a reason why there's legitimately an economy for that. People to pack other people's shit, put it into a conveyor belt, and it goes. It's a lot of work. That's a whole nother job in and of itself. Because that one of the commentaries he had, it was like, but Comicsgate would have offered you all this. You should be able to just do it yourself. There's a reason why in life you pay people to do stuff. I can't go and install my own cooler. The one that broke a while ago. I will pay someone to do it, though. I'm not going to put in my own cooler. I don't do that shit. Oh, my God.
Hal won't even hang a TV. You think he can add your own cooler?
Oh, my God. Okay.
I mean, he's right.
all low IQ spurging. So having conflicting opinions is somehow... Yeah. You'd have to legitimately not watch to say those things. That's literally... What's the word? A preconceived notion that people have. Well, if they all agree on the same things, they must agree on everything that they talk about 100%. It's like, dude, no. Like, even us, people will say that we all agree. It's like, no. Literally, the Saturday stream that we just had, Emerald was there. Remember how I said the first Top Gun's pretty overrated? People were like, really? People were like,
you shut your whore mouth.
Yep, everyone was against almost everyone was against MSK on that one.
For good reason, because it's wrong.
Sequel's better. Tucker Maverick is way stronger. I'm just saying, I didn't hate the first
time. I can't disagree
Army
with
guy
that
was on, and me as the Navy guy went, yes, there is some latent homosexuality in the movie.
It was the 80s. It was everywhere.
That was everywhere.
Just on that alone, and people will call us echo chambers. Like, we don't agree on a lot of stuff. We just have a common sense on what we agree on.
No, we don't.
You know,
this isn't. What I'm about to say is an accurate depiction of how fucking stupid people are in this country. So Brittany Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes' wife, liked a tweet from Donald Trump and then posted something that was not bashing him. Well, she got blasted, and she came out and kind of like doubled down. And like I watched a video today talking about how. And like the person like narrating the video was it was one of those Snapchat videos. So it's talking about how all the Swifties in the country are wondering, is her friendship ruined with Brittany Mahomes because
for God's sake,
she supports someone different than she does? It's like, are you fucking stupid? You can support different things and not like the same shit.
In fact, one might argue that's why our culture is in such shambles, because we can't disagree on anything anymore. Well, no, the people on the higher levels, the ones who want to divide us, they're the ones who have told us that we can't agree on things and still be friends. Yeah, but it's taking us a generation to unlearn that.
And I'm not some low IQ spurred myself to the point where I can't explain to you why I think the way I do. Like, if I think the original Top Gun movies are overrated, I'm not saying it's bad, because I don't say overrated. Like, people when they say the word overrated, they're saying bad. I'm saying it's overrated as like the way that people are viewing the movie is not as good. I'm saying just from some aspects. I love the movie soundtrack. I mean, Kenny Loggins did a great job on the movie soundtrack. The soundtrack is just great in and of itself. I was just saying, it's not really a story here. It's just kind of like, dude, it's kind of like muscle guys having a bromance and then one of them dies. And he's literally trying to bang his teacher the entire movie.
That movie was made for teenagers. That movie was made for teenage boys.
It was.
That's like a Michael Bay movie for back then, for turn off your brain. But it's a fun turn off your brain movie. I liked it. You know,
okay.
I liked it. But I will say, you know, but if people disagree on that, it's fine. I'm not gonna be mad at you guys. Like, I don't care. Right. It's not that big a deal.
I'll jokingly tell you you're fucking stupid. How do you feel knowing you're fucking wrong? I don't think you're really stupid. I do think you're wrong, but I don't look at you less.
Well, I don't think you're wrong.
More.
You should say, I think of you less. You're stupid. Your mom hates you. Just
I can't look at you less than I did before because you're already like so low.
Like, it could be better if you match your fucking TV.
Yeah, good lord. People always say, you guys are in an echo chamber. It's like, I know you don't watch then. Like, I know, like, just say, this is what people really mean. Because, like, I'm pretty sure you guys saw the Hypnotic stream he was a part of, where it was this debate he had with the Reply guy. So this guy was critiquing Leon, World of Paradise. Leon, the white guy. He was also a former cop too. Leon, Master. He was. I'll send you guys a link to the debate. And this debate will prove one thing. When asked and confronted about why certain people say things like you're in an echo chamber, why you feel the way you do, it basically boils down to they have no answer. They just don't like your opinions because they don't like you. That's the thing is, if someone said, hey, I just don't like your opinions on stuff, I'd be like, that's cool, but that's life. You don't got to make a big deal out of it. It's cool. If you don't like my opinions, that's fine. But just say that. Don't just be like, you guys are an echo chamber. It's like, dude, have people seen I like Spiral. A Saw movie that came out a while ago. I liked Lightyear. People don't like that shit. I like those movies. But that's just, come on. What are we doing here? Echo chamber? Really? Darnell said he liked The Predator from 2018. That movie is terrible.
Yeah, that's really going to Autistic Boy, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. I'm sorry. I fucking like it. You don't like it? Fuck off.
I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm not saying your opinion's bad, but I am.
You don't like it. I like it. You don't like it.
I'm not going to say it implied, but anyway.
That's a feeling so fucking wrong.
I like the Fast and Furious movies. I know how stupid they are. People always remind me how stupid they are.
I'm rewatching those right now.
The first four. After The Rock comes in, it's like, okay, this is kind of annoying.
He does a great job.
He does, but it's like there's too many people in here. There's too many people.
Up until 7, he really does do a good job as Luke Hobbs. 7, he just phones it in. Every movie after.
I have never watched the Fast and Furious movie, and I have absolutely no desire to even watch one.
No, the first two are really good. The first two, they're much more grounded. They're not stupid. They're not ridiculous. Nobody's going into space, and no one who watched the first two would have been like, they're gonna go to space later. No one ever thought that.
And I've rewatched the series like 3 or 4 times. I still haven't seen Tokyo Drift. Just have no desire to.
It really holds up better. I
don't care.
I watched it about 3 or 4 times. I can't. It's bad. I hate it.
The first one's decent. It's just a racing movie, and the second one, it's a racing movie set in Miami with Cole Hauser, which is kind of funny. It's like, hey, shouldn't you be wearing a Carhartt and a cowboy hat in Montana?
We gotta do a Fast and Furious movie tier list, because you know what movie that gets a little bit better when you watch it? It's still stupid. I rewatched Hobbs and Shaw not too long ago. It's actually pretty solid a movie.
No, God,
really?
When you get to oh my God. It's so horrible.
Wow, he keeps running away.
We're going to be technology.
Okay, you know what gets me in Hobbs and Shaw? The part where Vanessa Kirby's character breaks in. I think her name is Melissa or Vanessa or some shit. And she's...
Any scene with Vanessa Kirby is
crazy. The part where he's like, get away from her. He's like, that is my sister. Get your girlfriend out of here. He's like, but that is my sister.
Okay.
Wait, bullshit. She's too good looking to be your sister.
I just remember that I do remember that I guess there is one scene that, I mean, one of them says to Shaw, the force will be with you always. And I mean, that was just breathtaking.
And I clapped.
That movie like will never be seen in a good light to me, because he's teaming up with a guy who supposedly killed one of the main characters and has just been trying to kill everybody for multiple movies.
Oh no, I understood that too. I just went with it because I said the same things too. It's like the reason why the movies got so dumbed down is because they started treating every villain started becoming a good guy for some reason. Like that guy from number 6. Owen Shaw becomes a good guy. That's like, wait, what the fuck? That guy's a terrible person.
We need a sequel to Snakes on a Plane.
He's doing the Morbius thing. It's fine.
I can't watch it. I don't do snakes. I can't watch the first one.
But instead of being on a plane, they're going to be in a space capsule.
Oh my god!
No.
Transformers Fast and Furious. That would actually make a lot of money. I would do that.
The whole culture, like racing out of a car is despicable, and I enjoy the first movie.
I'm just saying that trash talk they have between The Rock and Jason Statham is so fun. That part in Hobbs and Shaw where she's like, "Get your hands off your girlfriend." It's like, it's disgusting. If this movie franchise works and people are going to see it, I'm not gonna. I mean,
when Vin Diesel stomps on the roof of the parking garage and breaks the floor, can't beat the streets. And then,
he went Super Saiyan, did he not? That's Super Saiyan.
Drives the car into the air and hooks a belt of grenades from a helicopter. No, man. No. No,
dude, that's not even the worst thing. Remember at the part of the movie? Okay, I'm talking about how gravity works. They dropped cars out of the sky and they all landed straight. They didn't flip. That's not what a car would do. A car would be flipping in the air.
Was that the one with Charlize Theron where she like hijacks all the Chrysler Jeep Dodge?
No, Seven. You know how it was in 7 where they had to get into that military base, but they had to go through it from the back end. And they dropped all the cars.
But
the parachutes.
But hold on, they did use parachutes, and
parachutes, that makes sense.
If you said the weight properly, you can do that. Yeah.
I mean, if you're not willing to use at least some suspension of disbelief, come on.
When the Rock has a broken arm and he does this, and then and he breaks the cast.
Megatron is
strong. How do you not like that stuff, dude?
This is Dragon Ball Z trigger. How does he shoot the fucking minigun?
Dude, it's Dragon Ball Z. It's not supposed to make any sense anymore.
Well, again, the first few, I really don't know when it went off. I think either the third, probably Cast 5 is when it went. Is when it started going ridiculous.
Bank vault out of the building.
I mean, I don't know. I believe that more than going into space with a car.
Wait, I mean, nobody died while they were passing it through buildings.
That's true. You want to know what, Strider? That's not fair because remember, there was a car that was launched into space, a Tesla. So you want to know what? There is grounding and reality in that.
Man, what a world we live in. They're proving fast. They're proving Fast and Furious reality.
When he tried to save Letty from Owen Shaw.
Which one?
Number 6 when they're driving the tank. Vin Diesel jumped from that car and landed. Oh my god, that's so unbelievable. That can't happen. He would be dead. This man would be broken in half doing that.
I do enjoy how Tyrese Gibson's character in the last couple of movies calls all that out.
Yeah.
He's like, we've done this and we've done that. We're invincible.
Dude, it's Dragon Ball Z and Vin Diesel goes Super Saiyan.
Well, he's not wrong because no villain dies. Past Fast 5, no villain ever dies because Luke, what's his face, didn't die.
A good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Shaw brothers, they're good guys, which is like, what the fuck? Charlize Theron's character is probably the only villain really left.
She'll probably be good before the end of the movie series.
You think so? I think
it'll end with them eating at Dom's house, and she'll be like,
I don't generally think she's a good guy.
Oh, you're family now, and hand her a Corona.
I think she's doing the enemy of my enemy is my friend from the last one because she can't.
Which that would be interesting. Yeah, which that would be. I hope so.
I hope that is.
I mean, we're talking Fast and Furious. Everybody's family.
That last movie into 3. I saw some of them gonna break into 3 movies.
Oh my god!
So like, there's Fast X and like 11 supposed to come out, but they're gonna break into like 3 movies.
The last thing I heard that he said was they confirmed that Fast 11 is going to be the last one,
but they're going to continue like
The Rock is some shit. Imagine The Rock is.
Was Fast 10 any good? I heard it was okay.
It's Infinity War.
It's less believable than 9, but yeah, it's all right.
Think of like Infinity War, Fast X.
I think the last one I saw was Furious 7.
Dude.
After that, I'm like, that's a good ending. That's a good ending for the whole franchise. Paul Walker's gone. We're good. I didn't see any. I didn't see any others. That ending was so great. That's perfect because that's how they met. Side by side. That's how they parted. Great ending.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up here.
Bring his brothers in and can bring the character back.
Give me 1 second here, because I have to wrap it up here in just a moment. Because I gotta go do some other stuff. We had a great show tonight.
Yeah.
I hate all you cloud chasing fucks.
Talk about that girl, the bridge girl.
Right. 1 second.
We don't have to. I mean, you seem very excited to talk about that.
Yeah.
Probably just do it tomorrow. Honestly, we'll just do it with Gray. Give me 1 second right here. This girl's hitting on me right now because she told me to get a job. Wait,
she's spitting on you.
Good lord.
Yeah, that's only on Thursdays. Not for less than $200.
I like Walter's ending of the series.
Critical Blast, what's up, man? How you doing, dude? Vin Diesel is about to finish Optimus Prime by draining his energon, and before he does, Optimus Prime says family. Diesel replies, "I got one of those too," and they join forces.
Just combine the franchises. Just do it, you cowards.
That'd be a pretty cool movie.
Pair the cast with Transformers as their cars. How cool would that be?
That would be good. I don't know why they've never done it. That would sell a lot of tickets. That's a $1 billion movie easily.
Yes.
I'd buy the story.
Yeah, why not? You have Godzilla versus Kong, where Godzilla can run at a full sprint and Kong can wield the jawbone and a spine of another ape.
Well, don't forget
an Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah. And they can make a Mecha Godzilla. Just do it, you cowards. Just tie a Godzilla. Just tie Transformers into the Fast Fear.
With G.I. Joe.
Right there. It's right. Seriously, you have G.I. Joe and Transformers. You can do the Fast Fear.
So the Rock is playing Hobbs, but he's really Roadblock in hiding after the last G.I. Joe
movie. Sure, why not? Sign right up. Have all of them be paired up in their little cars, have to work as a team, and then Kurt Russell's got to come by and teach them how to work as a team, and then
I have to say, I don't know. I like his character in those movies.
Me too.
I was expecting him to be like this asshole villain dick, but I like him.
Yeah,
he's cool. He's funny. He really does dig the team. It's pretty neat.
Oh yeah, everyone's spurging out over Alien Romulus.
What's splurging out? I don't know what that means.
Spurging is when you're just...
I'm old.
Asperger's.
Just raging out.
Obsessing over, going nuts. Going...
Wait, didn't you see Alien Romulus? I know Darnell didn't. Strider, I'm pretty sure he saw Alien Romulus.
No, I didn't.
Drunken did.
I tried to the other day, but the audio was really bad, and I couldn't. I'd have to sit there with the house completely silent, focus just on the TV. So it's not gonna happen.
Walter says, I want Vin Diesel. Okay.
Do you mean Vin Diesel or our Diesel? Because I can imagine that. I can see both. I can see both of them. That would happen.
That would be pretty cool. At a single part in the movie when it's getting horrible and the alien's gonna come and take over the world and connect it to the moon, because that's what happens in these Transformer fucking movies all the time. It's always one with a goddamn moon. Vin Diesel's just riding Optimus Prime. He transforms and Vin Diesel jumps out. That just would be so stupid.
That would be hilarious.
Just imagine that. They're going not probably 1,000 miles per hour, and Vin Diesel jumps out of him like he's gonna survive jumping out of that. Oh
Punches
my god.
Megatron in the face.
Welcome to Earth.
It's Energon family.
Oh god, man! Fast and Furious Transformers, make it happen. But no, we're gonna get fucking G.I. Joe. I like G.I. Joe too. I really do. And
not current G.I. Joe.
But just the way that they're treating the G.I. Joe creator for those G.I. Joe compendiums that raised a lot of money on Kickstarter, he's not gonna get any money from those Kickstarters. Nothing. Hasbro's not gonna give him a fucking cent for those G.I. Joe Kickstarters. Those are his creations. This is why working in the comic industry is trash.
It is
garbage.
Did any of y'all watch The Toys That Made Us on Netflix?
Yes.
One of my favorite episodes is the G.I. Joe episode. That was a really good one.
Of course, our Diesel, Vin, will be driving Bumblebee. Oh my god. It's just he created Snake. He created basically a lot of things. If you remember all G.I. Joe, and he's not going to get a single cent from the compendium sets. He still has to basically, at his old age, man's 70. He's writing for the new G.I. Joe series. not the brand newest one that's going to come out later by Skybound, the one that's currently being published under Image Comics.
Yeah.
This guy pointed out he got $35, not him, another guy, got $35 from trade paperback sales from his book. People think just because like you did something creatively, guys, the studio makes all that money. You make like cents on the dollar, actually. You know?
Isn't that because of the Marvel deal? So Marvel fucked their people like that.
Yeah, I heard DC's a little bit better with doing it, but not. It's just a little bit marginally better. Come on, you could create something iconic or even somewhat decently sellable, and the royalties are basically just chump change.
With Marvel, whatever you create, they own.
Good Lord. And yeah, that is pretty much it. If people think Batman can beat Cell, you're just a fucking retarded idiot. Batman cannot beat Cell. Cell will kill that guy in a second. Good Lord. John De La Rose, you're Mexican.
Quiet, dude. You're muted.
My cat turned off my mic.
Fucking pussy, man. Gotta love it. Am I right, boys? Yeah. All right, let's start with outros here. All right, Darnell, what you got coming up?
Tomorrow night, the Iron Man podcast. Wednesday, I am co-hosting Mr. Burger's trivia at 9:15 Central. Then I'm jumping into Top G's after if I'm still invited. I don't know if the main guy's back or not. And then I know Ms. K mentioned something about Thursday doing a Union review. I may not be able to do it Thursday night, but usual Friday shit.
Oh yeah, because if you're not there, I have Gray anyway, so I have a backup plan.
It's a really good movie. If you had a chance to watch it. Yeah,
I'm gonna do it the night or the day of before. That way, it's gonna be fresh in my mind.
It's like
thank you, Emily. Have a great night. Actually,
like a slightly funnier John Wick. So, gosh, I mean, you got Halle Berry, and like I the whole time watching, I'm thinking, ooh, so she gave up her Continental, now she's working for this international agent. I do that with I blame everything the fucking get.
Oh, and people saying, Yellow Flash's character looks like someone from Kamen Rider. Who gives a fuck? If people create something, it is inspired by something. Nothing is really unless you're a Rip Ascend book, actually.
Oh, okay, because okay.
It'll be like It'll be like I'd imagine he's gonna have his own website eventually. They're gonna do it in the campaign format on Rip Ascend. I'd imagine later on it's gonna be through his own website. You could buy the book too if you don't back during the campaign. Just one last thing before we go. One last thing. This is so stupid. Who cares if this is based off something? Unless you were the first person to do that, which is very rare, give or take, right? Which is never happening in this day and age. Nothing is, I'm gonna say, wholly truly original, but people that create stuff are inspired by other things. So it might be similar to what something else looked like that inspired them. And if it's not, like people just, it looks like that character, and it's like, okay, who cares? Like,
and
who
EVS
gives a
looks
fuck
like a battle.
personally?
And EVS looks like a Battletoads villain, and Cyborg had angry sex with an avocado. So I mean, that's who cares? Everything looks like everything else. Who cares?
This gets parroted so much. It's like, well, this character looks like a Power Ranger. All right, cool. That you gonna like what the fuck? Who cares? That's supposed to be an insult. Power Ranger is pretty popular.
Does he act like a Power Ranger? Does he fight villains like a Power Ranger? Does he resemble a Power Ranger in any way in his behavior or in his character? No, then shut up.
It's morphin' time.
Man. That's what low IQ spurging is. That's straight up low IQ shit right there. A picture that's looks like a Power Ranger, so that means he must do it like them. Yeah. Even if he did, who cares? Like, what? You buying the book? Shut the fuck up. God damn.
That's a good question. What's inspired? What is this stream inspired of?
People to touch grass.
I can't really argue with that one, honestly.
Inspired by.
Oh no, it's mostly inspired. Also, a lot of inspiration. Honestly, many. That's too many to actually name. Honestly, mostly just on the back of the idea of just having fun. It's mostly what it's inspired by. Just dudes chilling, no women, just dudes, straight dude. The stream is pretty original, and you won't find any stream more degenerate. Oh god. Okay. Drunken Moldero, what you got planned coming up?
No lies.
I'm gonna touch grass. It's gonna be fun. The sun's going to be out, and it's going to be on me. Hopefully my skin doesn't just erupt into fire. It's going to be great. Not a whole lot going on this week. Getting ready for I'm taking a 4-day weekend with Labor Day this coming Monday.
Oh shit!
So I'm looking to have a nice little break.
We get holiday pay Monday.
Friday.
Yes.
Hell yeah, man! Are you gonna give me some of your vacation pay?
No, you gotta pay us holiday pay.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, you guys.
Next Monday is a holiday, and we're here. So I mean, that's clout and a half time, man.
Oh God! All right, Strider, what you got planned coming up?
Nothing for a little bit. I am gonna be hanging out with my family Labor Day. I usually do Curse of Strahd. Can't do it this time, and can't do Rose Gallery this Friday because again Labor Day. But
yeah,
just hang out with family, and then a couple weeks after that it's going to be moving, so I'll be out of commission for a bit.
How long?
I don't know. I can help you, dude.
Huh?
I wish I could help you.
That's okay. I got friends that can give me a hand. Ironically, the people who helped me moved into this place, so that's kind of good.
I like helping people. So.
You're probably going to. Are you going to properly pay them beer and pizza?
Beer and pizza, yes.
Yes.
And actually, I'm going to reward them because we have really good ass beer down here in Houston, and we have one of my favorite pizza places of all time is going to be where I'm going to be living near. Finally, and I am so happy.
You're moving next to a Little Caesars? Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't hate Little Caesars, but no, Simple Simons. But but it's delicious pizza. It's gigantic. It's huge. It's all made. It's like really really good crust. Yeah. So it's gonna be good. But I'm not sure. Definitely Monday I'm gonna be out. Coming Monday I'm gonna be out because I'll still be out of town. I'll just have to play it by ear, see what I can and cannot do because I may be moving with people, but I'm packing up by myself. So which I'm good at, but still it's gonna take a bit. And luckily I don't have that much to pack. It's gonna be good.
Well, the thing is, as long as you're in a quiet, good area for YouTube and streaming, you should be pretty good to go.
Definitely. You will not hear thumpy unts Mexican music outside my window or on this wall or that wall or that.
I never heard it, honestly. I never heard anything.
Oh, I hear it in my sleep. And it's absurd. But yeah, I'm glad you don't hear it, but I hear it and it annoys the hell out of me.
Yeah, I know you guys don't hear some things from my side, but I know I hear them and they're annoying as fuck, honestly. Holy shit.
Yeah. And also I live right by like 2 major highways, like right there. They run parallel to each other. So I've got emergency vehicles going all up and down, which I try to catch. So I can kind of hear in the distance whenever it passes by. So I try to mute it whenever I try to time the mutes. But I mean, if it doesn't hear it, if it doesn't show up on stream, great. But it annoys the hell out of me.
But well, yeah, just letting you guys know, I am, uploading the Cloud9 podcast episodes to Rumble. So that way, eventually, when all the seasons are there and the current episodes are on the platform, we'll be streaming it from YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble. So I won't have to upload the VODs manually. New episodes of the Iron Man and Cloud9 podcasts are getting uploaded to the podcasting platform. So if you can't watch and listen to either show live, you can listen into the shows on your favorite podcasting platform of your choice. And I told you guys this, consistent content is getting uploaded. Now, keep in mind, there's going to be days where I don't miss, so to speak. I'm getting the next video ready, just trying to build up the consistency. So if I upload maybe 7 days a week, right? So let's say if I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? That's kind of the range I kind of want to be in. But I want to make sure I get the video done, have it ready, edited, thumbnail ready. Just basically, I can just schedule it on YouTube to come out right when the next day hits. The next video is already done. I have plenty of videos to do, honestly, still just outside of that. So you might see multiple uploads a day, not live streaming, not game streams. This is just pure pre-recorded video content, which obviously hits more than live streaming though, because gonna be honest here, that's what will grow the channel more is honestly just, doing videos. But the channel's already hit the goal it needed to. Set 1,000 subs. That's fine. Gonna be working on getting my comic channel even more off the ground. I want to get the comic channel to 100 subs and then do the Yu-Gi-Oh one. And then the other 4th one that I'm gonna unveil what that's gonna be very, very soon. I made another, not big purchase, but something that's gonna help me with more gaming stuff actually. And what else is there to do? I'm saving up for something else big now. So that's what I'm doing. I'll still be buying comic books. Obviously, there'll still be comic book hauls, but saving up for that new. I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna get a new tower. I need it. I'm just gonna save up for it. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I'm gonna save up for it. You know. So basically, consistency. Got it. No, you will see consistency. I promise. I promise, man. It's just, you know, there's so much I have to do on videos now. It's just life is a bit different than basically just uploading a video back like I used to. Like I want to make sure it's a good quality product. I love producing quality. I was doing contemplate to take out the intro and the outro, but you know, I'm not gonna like them. I like them a lot. It's just, you know, getting it done. But you know, probably get a new outro very soon. Probably just contact someone to do it. The person I used before, and that's pretty much it. Honestly, only MSK can be like, you guys, you're gonna see consistent content, but it won't always be on a consistent basis.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with being consistently inconsistent, because why do today what you can put off till tomorrow?
Right. Hey, that's big. You know, just saying SpongeBob blew Patrick, and it was confirmed he did. And he mowed.
Okay.
All right. So hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Always check out the replay. You're like, I didn't watch live. Just watch the replays right there. Fucking hell. Do I have to? Just watch the replay. The episodes are available. We are clean for YouTube. You know, we don't show trailers here. We don't talk about degenerate shit. We are clean for the algorithm. There you go. You know, so have a great day, everyone. And we'll see you guys later. Peace out. Deuces.